Your brain is the most energy-demanding organ in your body, consuming about 20% of your total daily calories despite being only 2% of your body weight. But here's what's remarkable. Unlike other organs that can store energy, your brain relies on a constant supply of nutrients from your bloodstream. This means that what you eat doesn't just fuel your brain, it becomes your brain. The omega-3 fatty acids in that salmon you ate last week are now part of your brain cell membranes. The antioxidants from those blueberries are protecting your neurons from damage. The sugar from that candy bar triggered a cascade of chemical reactions that affected your mood and focus for hours. Dr. Fernando Gomez-Pinilla, a neuroscientist at UCLA, puts it perfectly. Food is like a pharmaceutical compound that affects the brain. Every meal is essentially a prescription that you're giving your brain. The question is, are you prescribing medicine or poison? Recent advances in nutritional neuroscience have revealed intricate connections between diet and brain function that go far beyond simple energy metabolism. We now understand that certain foods can enhance neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new neural connections. Others can trigger neuroinflammation, leading to brain fog, depression, and cognitive decline. The most exciting part? You have complete control over this process. Unlike your genetics or your age, your food choices are entirely within your power to change. And the effects can be remarkably fast. Some changes in brain function can be measured within hours of eating specific foods. The neuroscience of food. How your brain processes what you eat, 2:15 to 4:45. To understand how food affects your brain, we need to start with the blood-brain barrier, one of the most sophisticated security systems in your body. This selective barrier allows certain nutrients to pass from your bloodstream into your brain while blocking others. When you eat, your digestive system breaks food down into individual molecules. Amino acids from proteins, fatty acids from fats, and glucose from carbohydrates. These molecules travel through your bloodstream and must pass inspection at the blood-brain barrier to enter your brain. Here's where it gets fascinating. Your brain is incredibly picky about what it lets in. Simple sugars like glucose can pass through easily, which is why you feel that quick energy spike after eating something sweet. But complex nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids require special transport systems to cross the barrier. Once nutrients enter your brain, they're immediately put to work. Glucose provides instant energy for your neurons to fire. Amino acids become neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that carry signals between brain cells. Fatty acids get incorporated into cell membranes, affecting how efficiently your neurons communicate. But here's the crucial part. This process is happening constantly, 24/7. Dr. Lisa Mosconi, a neuroscientist at Weill Cornell Medical College, explains that your brain completely rebuilds itself every few months using the raw materials you provide through food. This means your current diet is literally constructing your future brain. The implications are staggering. If you're eating processed foods high in refined sugars and unhealthy fats, you're building a brain that's more prone to inflammation, oxidative stress, and cognitive decline. But if you're eating nutrient-dense whole foods, you're constructing a brain optimized for clarity, memory, and peak performance. This isn't just theory. It's measurable. Brain imaging studies show that people who eat Mediterranean-style diets have larger hippocampal volumes, the brain region crucial for memory, and better cognitive test scores compared to those eating processed food diets. The dark side. Foods that damage your brain, 4:45 to 7:30. Let's start with the bad news. Many foods that taste great are literally toxic to your brain. And I'm not being dramatic. Research shows that certain foods can cause measurable brain damage within hours of consumption. Refined sugar. The brain's false friend sugar is perhaps the most misunderstood brain food. Yes, your brain needs glucose to function, but the type and amount matter enormously. When you eat refined sugar, the kind found in sodas, candy, and processed foods, you create what researchers call a glucose spike. Dr. Robert Lustig's research at UCSF shows that these glucose spikes trigger several destructive processes in your brain. First, they cause inflammation in the hippocampus, impairing memory formation. Second, they promote the formation of advanced glycation end products, AGEs, toxic compounds that literally age your brain faster. But perhaps most insidiously, sugar hijacks your brain's reward system. It triggers massive dopamine releases that are similar to those caused by addictive drugs. Over time, your brain builds tolerance, requiring more and more sugar to achieve the same pleasure response. This creates a vicious cycle where you crave increasingly sweet foods while simultaneously damaging the brain circuits responsible for self-control. Trans fats. The silent brain killers trans fats, found in many fried foods, baked goods, and processed snacks, are particularly devastating to brain health. These artificial fats don't just clog your arteries, they clog your brain. Research from Harvard School of Public Health found that people who consumed the most trans fats showed significantly worse performance on memory tests and had smaller brain volumes on MRI scans. The mechanism is frightening. Trans fats get incorporated into brain cell membranes, making them rigid and impairing communication between neurons. Processed foods. The inflammation epidemic. Ultra-processed foods, anything that comes in a package with more than 5 ingredients, trigger widespread neuroinflammation. A landmark study published in Nature found that people eating high levels of processed foods showed brain inflammation markers similar to those seen in Alzheimer's disease, even in young, healthy individuals. The culprits include artificial preservatives, emulsifiers, and flavor enhancers that disrupt the gut-brain axis. Your gut produces about 90% of your body's serotonin, the neurotransmitter crucial for mood regulation. When processed foods damage your gut microbiome, they directly impact your brain chemistry. The bright side, brain-boosting superfoods, 7:30 to 11 o'clock. Now for the exciting part. Certain foods are like premium fuel for your brain, enhancing everything from memory and focus to mood and creativity. Let's explore the most powerful brain-boosting nutrients and where to find them. Omega-3 fatty acids. Brain-building blocks omega-3s, particularly DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, are perhaps the most important brain nutrients. About 60% of your brain is fat, and much of that should be omega-3s. These essential fatty acids form the structural foundation of brain cell membranes and are crucial for neuroplasticity. Dr. Joseph Hibbeln's research at the National Institutes of Health found that people with higher omega-3 levels showed increased gray matter volume in areas of the brain associated with mood regulation and cognitive function. Even more impressive, omega-3 supplementation has been shown to improve memory, reduce depression, and slow age-related cognitive decline. The best sources are fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. If you're plant-based, algae-derived omega-3 supplements provide the same brain benefits. Aim for at least 2 servings of fatty fish per week or 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA daily. Antioxidant powerhouses. Blueberries and dark chocolate antioxidants protect your brain from oxidative stress, the cellular damage caused by free radicals. Your brain is particularly vulnerable to this damage because it uses so much oxygen and energy. Blueberries are the undisputed champions of brain antioxidants. They contain anthocyanins, compounds that cross the blood-brain barrier and accumulate in memory-related brain regions. Studies show that people who eat blueberries regularly perform better on memory tests and show improved communication between brain cells. Dark chocolate, 70% cacao or higher, contains flavonoids that increase blood flow to the brain and promote the growth of new neurons. Research from Harvard Medical School found that people who ate dark chocolate performed significantly better on cognitive tests within 2 hours of consumption. Leafy greens. The brain's fountain of youth. Spinach, kale, and other leafy greens are packed with brain-protective nutrients including folate, vitamin K, and lutein. The Rush Memory and Aging Project, which followed nearly 1,000 older adults for 5 years, found that people who ate 1 serving of leafy greens daily had cognitive abilities equivalent to someone 11 years younger. The secret lies in these vegetables' ability to reduce brain inflammation and protect against cognitive decline. They also provide nitrates, which improve blood flow to the brain, enhancing oxygen and nutrient delivery. Nuts and seeds. Concentrated brain power. Walnuts, in particular, are brain-shaped for a reason. They're incredibly beneficial for brain health. They're rich in alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3, and vitamin E, which protects against cognitive decline. A study from UCLA found that people who ate more walnuts performed better on cognitive tests regardless of age, gender, or ethnicity. Other brain-boosting nuts and seeds include almonds, rich in vitamin E, pumpkin seeds, high in zinc and magnesium, and sunflower seeds, loaded with vitamin E. The gut-brain connection. Your second brain, 11 to 13:30. One of the most revolutionary discoveries in neuroscience is the gut-brain axis, the bidirectional communication highway between your digestive system and your brain. Your gut contains over 500 million neurons, leading scientists to call it your second brain. This connection explains why you get butterflies when nervous or why certain foods affect your mood. But the relationship goes much deeper. Your gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria living in your digestive system, directly influences your brain chemistry. The microbiome mood connection. Certain gut bacteria produce neurotransmitters. Lactobacillus species produce GABA, a calming neurotransmitter. Bifidobacterium produces serotonin, your happiness chemical. When your gut microbiome is healthy and diverse, your brain chemistry is more balanced. Dr. John Cryan's groundbreaking research at University College Cork demonstrated that mice with no gut bacteria showed increased anxiety and impaired memory. When researchers restored their microbiome with beneficial bacteria, their brain function normalized. Foods for a healthy gut-brain axis. Fermented foods are incredibly powerful for brain health because they deliver beneficial bacteria directly to your gut. Include yogurt with live cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and kombucha in your diet. Prebiotic foods feed your beneficial gut bacteria. These include garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, and bananas. Fiber-rich foods also support a healthy microbiome by providing fuel for beneficial bacteria. Bone broth deserves special mention. It contains glycine and proline, amino acids that help repair the gut lining and reduce inflammation throughout the gut-brain axis. Timing matters. When to eat for optimal brain function, 1330 to 1600 hours. It's not just what you eat. When you eat can dramatically impact your brain function. Your brain has its own circadian rhythms that affect everything from memory consolidation to cognitive performance. The brain's daily energy cycle. Your brain's glucose metabolism follows a predictable pattern. It's highest in the morning and gradually declines throughout the day. This is why many people feel mentally sharpest in the morning and experience the afternoon slump. Strategic eating can help maintain steady brain energy throughout the day. Instead of 3 large meals that cause energy spikes and crashes, aim for smaller, more frequent meals that provide steady glucose to your brain. Intermittent fasting. Brain reboot. Intermittent fasting has emerged as one of the most powerful tools for brain health. When you fast, your brain shifts from using glucose to using ketones, an alternative fuel that's actually more efficient for brain function. Dr. Mark Mattson's research at Johns Hopkins found that intermittent fasting enhances neuroplasticity, improves stress resistance, and may protect against neurodegenerative diseases. The fasting period triggers the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that promotes the growth of new brain cells. A simple 16:8 intermittent fasting protocol, eating within an 8-hour window, can provide significant brain benefits while being sustainable for most people. Pre-sleep nutrition. What you eat before bed directly affects your sleep quality, which in turn affects your brain's ability to consolidate memories and clear toxins. Avoid large meals, caffeine, and alcohol within 3 hours of bedtime. Foods that support sleep include tart cherries, natural melatonin, almonds, magnesium, and turkey, tryptophan. These can help optimize your sleep quality and, by extension, your next-day brain performance. The hydration factor. Your brain's most critical need, 16 to 1730. Water might be the most underrated brain nutrient. Your brain is about 75% water, and even mild dehydration can significantly impact cognitive function. Research from the University of East London found that dehydration of just 2%, which many people experience daily without realizing it, impairs performance on tasks requiring attention, memory, and motor skills. But it's not just about quantity. The quality of water matters too. Your brain needs electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium to maintain proper neural function. Pure water without minerals can actually worsen hydration status. Add a pinch of high-quality sea salt to your water, or include electrolyte-rich foods like coconut water, leafy greens, and avocados in your diet. Building your brain-healthy diet. A practical implementation plan, 1730 to 1945. Now that you understand the science, let's talk about practical implementation. The key is making sustainable changes that you can maintain long-term. The 80-20 rule. Perfection isn't necessary. Aim for 80% of your food choices to be brain healthy. This allows for flexibility while ensuring consistent nutrient delivery to your brain. Weekly brain food checklist. 2 to 3 servings of fatty fish or omega-3 supplements, daily servings of leafy greens, a 1 cup of berries, blueberries, blackberries, or strawberries, a 1 ounce of nuts or seeds, 2 to 3 servings of fermented foods, 64 plus ounces of quality water daily. The transition strategy. Don't try to change everything at once. Start by adding 1 brain-healthy food to each meal rather than eliminating foods. This positive approach is more sustainable and less overwhelming. Week 1. Add berries to breakfast. Week 2. Include a handful of nuts as a snack week 3. Add leafy greens to lunch week 4. Include fatty fish twice this week. Meal timing for brain-powered morning. Protein and healthy fats for sustained energy at midday. Balanced meal with complex carbohydrates at evening. Lighter meal with sleep-supporting nutrients. Snacks. Nuts, seeds, or fruit to maintain steady blood sugar. The long-term brain health perspective. 1945 to 2115. The choices you make today about food don't just affect how you feel tomorrow. They're determining your brain health for decades to come. Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, and other neurodegenerative conditions don't appear overnight. They develop over years or even decades, often beginning with dietary patterns established in midlife. The Mind Diet study, which followed nearly 1,000 people for over 4 years, found that those who most closely followed brain-healthy eating patterns had a 53% lower risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. Even those who moderately followed the diet had a 35% lower risk. This isn't just about avoiding disease. It's about optimizing your cognitive potential throughout your life. People who maintain brain-healthy diets show better memory, faster processing speed, and greater mental flexibility as they age. Investment in your future self. Think of every meal as an investment in your future cognitive abilities. The omega-3s you eat today will be incorporated into your brain cells next month. The antioxidants from your vegetables will protect against damage for years to come. The fiber that feeds your gut bacteria will support neurotransmitter production for weeks. This long-term perspective can be incredibly motivating. You're not just choosing between a burger and a salad. You're choosing between brain fog and mental clarity, between cognitive decline and cognitive resilience. Conclusion: your brain, your choice, 2115 to 2230. Here's the remarkable truth. You have more control over your brain health than you might have ever imagined. While you can't change your genetics or stop the aging process, you can absolutely influence how well your brain functions through your food choices. Every single day, with every single meal, you're either building a stronger, more resilient brain or contributing to its decline. The science is clear. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and beneficial bacteria enhance brain function, while processed foods high in sugar and unhealthy fats impair it. But perhaps the most empowering aspect of this research is how quickly your brain responds to positive changes. Within days of improving your diet, you can experience better mood, clearer thinking, and improved memory. Within weeks, you can see measurable improvements in cognitive test scores. Within months, brain scans show structural improvements. Your brain is incredibly plastic and forgiving. Regardless of your current diet or age, it's never too late to start feeding your brain properly. The neurons you build tomorrow depend on the nutrients you consume today. The question isn't whether food affects your brain. The science has definitively answered that. The question is, what kind of brain are you going to build? The choice is yours, and it starts with your very next meal. Remember, you're not just feeding your body. You're literally constructing your mind. Make it count.